Support the channel with a like and a subscription. A new scary story is coming soon. I woke up in the middle of the night. I was really thirsty. Half asleep, I walked to the kitchen and, on autopilot, filled a glass of water. "What are you doing?" The voice of my younger brother made me jump on the spot. "Idiot! You scared the hell out of me!" I snapped at Sasha in a loud whisper. "Let's play!" "Are you out of your mind? It's 3 in the morning!" I looked back at my brother. Something about him scared me. Maybe it was his strange behavior or the fact that he was smiling too widely, way too widely, and staring at me without blinking. "Go to bed already," I yawned, stretched, and headed back to my room. But the moment I stepped inside, a chill ran down my spine. I panicked and dove under the blanket. Breathing became difficult, but I didn't want to go back to the kitchen. I could hear him wandering around, those quiet, childlike footsteps. And then I suddenly remembered. My brother died 3 days ago. Don't turn around. This story was told to me by my neighbor Yulia a few years ago. She and her husband Sasha were renting an apartment. One morning, while her husband was at work, Yulia woke up because she felt like someone was stroking her hair. She sat up in bed, looked around, and lay back down, deciding it must have been her imagination. Not even 10 minutes passed before she felt someone's touch again. She got a little scared, so much so that she didn't dare move. After a few minutes, it stopped. A few days later, when she was alone at home again, something even creepier happened. Yulia was lying in bed, turned toward the wall and dozing off. Suddenly, she heard someone breathing behind her and felt cold fingers touch her neck. Thinking her husband had come home from work, she asked sleepily, "Sasha, is that you?" A voice behind her answered, "No, and don't turn around." Like she was hit by lightning, Yulia ran out of the apartment with her eyes tightly shut. Later, she and her husband found out that a young man had once lived in that apartment and had hanged himself in that very bedroom. Not enough? 2 girls, Yulia and Oksana, went to a party. At the party, Yulia got quite drunk. Oksana stayed relatively sober, and, as it often happens, the sober one had to walk her happy drunk friend home. After opening the door to Yulia's apartment, Oksana tucked her friend into bed, wished her good night, turned off the lights, closed the door, and went home. After walking a few blocks, Oksana suddenly realized she had left her purse at Yulia's place, and her apartment keys were inside. She returned to Yulia's but decided not to turn on the lights so as not to wake her up. Feeling her way around, she found her purse on a chair in the living room and quietly left the apartment. The next day, Oksana got a call from the police asking her to come down to the station. At the station, they showed her a few photographs. Oksana was horrified to recognize Yulia in the pictures. She was lying on her bed with her throat slit. The officer showed Oksana a piece of paper that had been found on the bed next to Yulia. It said, "Good thing you didn't turn on the light, otherwise I would have had to kill you too."